Alright, Mac Leader here for an update. I just want to start off this video first by saying there's a lot of people that I see that are complaining and saying this is the end of MS because of new releases. Obviously, they have not bought the Unlock Pack. This is probably by far the best thing MS has done in a long time. It's slowed the game way down, which is what everyone's been asking for, right? The power level is something you can read now. As far as research goes, most of the research, there are a few that I've come by so far that are like a day, but most of the research are like 2 to 6 hours long, which is actually doable now. For the players that don't want to spend a bunch of money, you can wait out the timers. You know, before it was BTT days to train and to research. You can't wait out those timers. You had to buy a pack to get speed ups to get anywhere. You don't have to buy packs now. You buy your unlock pack and you cannot buy anything else, and you can actually play. All the building timers are, a few hours. There's a couple of them. This research I just started for 11/16, okay? And it was a day and 4 hours. I just started a little bit ago and I had a few speed ups that I got in global gifts that I used. But it's a day and 1 hour left now. That's doable. I'm going to wait that out. I don't have any timers. I'm going to wait that out and let it go. But that's actually doable now. You don't have to buy any other packs. A big thing now is your resource buildings. You can actually use your resource buildings. I'm producing, when I ran out of RSS a few days ago. Like right after I bought the pack, I used all my RSS. I've upgraded all my buildings here. Well, I'm making, my iron is what I found that I've ran them out the most, or the quickest. And I'm making 72,000 an hour. It's going to keep producing till I have 1,740,000. Okay, that's pretty much enough to do any type of research or any building upgrades so far. So I can wait, let my buildings work and produce the RSS I need, and I can build any building I want. I can research anything I want to research. I can train any troops I want to train. So these guys that say this is the worst and this is the worst thing that's happened, this is what everybody's been asking for. So I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. But, all right, moving on. What I have done and what I've figured out with this new stuff. Okay, the new troops will basically kill any old troops. So old troops are gone. That kind of sucks for a lot of people because they've had a lot of troops. Old troops are gone. One thing I do want to mention on your troops, when building troops. All right. I'm going to try to explain this without being too confusing on why I did what I did. But I haven't unlocked 3 and 4 yet. I've just unlocked 1 and 2, which I think where most of the people are. The majority of people are that bought 1 pack or even a couple packs. They're still on 1 and 2. They're not on 3 and 4. Okay. On troops, we do not have an upkeep reduction right now. So it will eat the food that you have. So your troops will eat your food that you have. What I have done is, if you go out here and look, I've built a few farms, okay? And my farms, I've upgraded them up. My hourly income, or my overall hourly income for all my buildings combined is 31,940. So I'm building only right now until my upkeep, or until we have some type of upkeep reduction available for us to get. I'm only going to train enough Titans and enough troops that I can feed basically with my RSS building, because I don't want to eat into my food that I paid money for, because I'm not going to give that money back to them. So what I'm doing is, I haven't trained enough yet, and I'm still going to upgrade my buildings some more, but I can train up to an upkeep of 31,900 140. And right now my total upkeep's 20,000. So I can keep training until I get that. And that's what I'm personally going to do. And what I'm going to do, what I've been doing is on upkeep side, upkeep for T2 troops and Titans are the same thing. And T1 are all 0.25 an hour on your upkeep. You can come down through here. You can go down to one troop and look at it as 0.25. Okay, same thing with T1. T1 is 0.25. So I'm training T2 because it doesn't matter which tier you train, the upkeep's the same. So that's what I'm training T2 because I want the most defense and power for my upkeep. Now, with that being said, once we have a upkeep reduction where we're not worried about how much food they're going to eat, what you're going to want for a defense base is T1 troops, T1 traps, and T1 Titans. And the reason I say that, okay, what we're going to look at here is our stats on T2. Okay, T2 stats. Our defense is times 200. Okay. When we look down here and our T1 stats are times 100. So with that being said, it's going to take, to have the same amount of defense, you're going to need 2 T1 for every 1 T2 to have this to equal the same. Okay, 1 T2 is the same defense as, 1 T2 is the same defense as 2 T1s. Okay, so now we're going to look at on how much it cost. Okay, one T2 costs 116 food. Okay. One T1 is 53 food. So for 2 T1, which would be the same defense as 1 T2, it's going to take 105. 105 to where our T2 for 1 T2 took 116. So what that means is for the amount of food and resources that you have, you can train a higher quantity, over double quantity of T1 than you can T2. So in the end, you're going to have a higher quantity of defense by training T1 than T2. Does that make sense? And I know we're talking, what was it, 106 to 116? It's 10. But that's for one troop. When you start talking 100,000 or even 1,000, say 1,000, you're talking 116,000. Okay, on T2, 116,000. This will go back, and this one should be 100,000 or 52. Oh wait, we need to go 2,000. So 2,000. 2,000 to 105. Okay, so 105 to 116 is what, 9,000? So now let's look. For 9,000, say 100. So not quite 200. Let's go 190. 175. So roughly 170, 172 more T1 for every 1,000 that you could have trained T2. So when you start getting into 100,000, then you're talking 1,700. You're talking 1,000,000. You're talking 17,000. So I mean, it's going to make a big difference, especially when we start getting more and more troops, not just for one. When you look at one, it doesn't look like that big of a difference. When you're talking thousands or millions of troops, that's a big difference. So T1 is going to be your defense. you want to train T1. Same thing with Titans. Titans are the same way. Now, with traps, okay, traps take zero upkeep. Okay, right now I've got 151,000 T2, 114,000 T1. And the reason I have those T2 solely is because I did not check and I was not looking at stats when I trained the first round. I just said, I can train T2 now, train T2. And I wish I wouldn't have done that now, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to destroy them, but I wish I would have put it all in T1 because T2 and T1 traps are the exact same way. The only way T2 traps or your high tier traps are going to come into play instead of doing T1 traps for defense wise is if we ever get to the point where we're hitting that max wall defenses is 14 BT, which is going to be a long time. My wife says she made it to work. It's been snowed this weekend, or last night and yesterday all day. It's nasty weather. Roads are really icy. I got my girls home today. But yeah, anyways, 14 BT. So until we max that to where you only have a certain amount that you can train the max amount, then yeah, you probably want to go up higher because you can't train more. If you could train the max amount of T2, you wouldn't want to go T1 because you couldn't train over double T1 to get more defense. Does that make sense? So, but we're not going to have to worry about max traps on our wall for a while, it doesn't look like. So until we can hit max, T1 is your best defense. Now, with all this being said, for attacking, you would want your highest tier for attacking. So if you're still going to attack, you do want to train some of your high tier because you want the least amount of kills when you attack somebody. So you want to send your high tier. But for defense-wise on trap bases, you want low tier, just like back in the old MS days is what it's getting back to, old MS days. Quantity of defense. So quantity of troops. Whatever you can build the most of to have the most defense. That's what we're looking at. So T1 right now is the way to go for defense. Make sure you upgrade all these buildings. All these buildings, I'm making 72,000 an hour on iron. Iron's what runs out the quickest that I've found. So make sure you're upgrading your RSS buildings. I would suggest going heavy on iron because all your traps, that's what you're going to run out of is iron. Aside from food on troops and titans, iron's what you're going to run out of. So iron heavy, okay? Then I left a little bit of oil in there just in case. I'm not sure. I may completely get rid of that except for one or two and do food on it too. I don't know. Just so I just don't want to build all these buildings and waste all the RSS and then in a week or two or a few days we get 100% upkeep and then I don't need all my farms anymore. Other than just building food. So, I guess I still will because then I'll build food to build more troops. So I guess it wouldn't be a bad deal, but I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to destroy any more and make more farms or more iron yet, but this is where I'm at right now. So I'm still going to upgrade these more. I'm going to try to get them all max buildings to where I can have the most. But so that's where we're at. Power wise, I'm at 2 million, but I haven't trained very many troops. I've got some traps. I've been researching, which if you look down at my research, because I'm waiting on that 100% upkeep so I can use my food. Because I'm not giving my food away. And I don't want to use all my food and then if I need to, I haven't even been paying attention if any training's taking food or anything else. So I don't want to be eating away all my food. And I don't want to buy another pack, use all resources, and give my food away. So, but right now, research power is 58,720. I don't know where everybody else is at, but I feel like that's fairly good. So that's where I've been putting my time, my money, is in buildings and research. I've also been upgrading all my hospitals. That's another thing I want to say for traps. Hospitals are going to be awesome because traps, we're talking little numbers on stats, like 1%, 2%, and on all these hospitals, I'm at 3% on all these hospitals. So they're all going up by like 0.2% for every level on all these. Okay, what's good for traps, bad for leaders are normally leaders. Their banks is what they're going to load up on, is banks for attack. Well, their banks are giving them attack, but look at that. This is level 1115, and it's still on 1%. So they're not getting very much attack, if any. I don't even know if that's increasing any. It takes so long to run down through here. 1,000, 1,100 levels. Let's see if I can do it. See if it'll be quick for us today. Doesn't look like it because it's not even loading this. Yeah, it's not loading. But so their banks are not giving them as much attack as we're getting defense out of our hospitals. So that's great for us, for trap bases. If we want to look at our stats, which I've got all my commander stuff leveled towards building and research right now and production. So I can get an extra 9%, I think, on defense and some more on attack. So this is like bare minimum, but my attack's at 74%. My defense is at 86.5%, which is quite a bit bigger than most people are at 1115 headquarters. So trap defenses are 136, 193 on Titan defense, and all the troops are 169 defense. So yeah, those hospitals make a big difference. So definitely upgrade your hospitals, upgrade your RSS buildings for sure. Let's see, what else did I want to go over? Oh, on your commander tree. Reset your commander tree for everything you want to do. I know it sucks. We don't have any presets for it yet. Can't do presets. But skilling your commander for what you're working on at the time makes a big difference, especially for research on time. Your RSS buildings on production. See, I've got everything. I think I got everything on construction and RSS right now. Come down here. On iron is what I got everything on, I think. Yeah. On my iron, mine 7 out of 10, which is the max I can go with my commander level. It's another thing. If you are going to buy a second pack, which I did, if you're going to buy a second pack or multiple packs, commander level really is. I know people haven't been doing it a lot because they're like, oh, I want the speed ups and the RSS so I can get my buildings, my research done. Very true. But that commander level is going to make it to where you use less resources or less time, speed ups on researches, and you're producing more resources out of your buildings to where it's going to make a big difference, if not more of a difference, in one-time purchase of some RSS or some speed ups. Where this is forever, you've got the reduction in speed ups and the RSS capability of building more RSS faster. So commander levels really are a pretty good option if you're going to buy another pack, because then you got opens up this research, which gives you 15% off of your research capacity or your research time, and then you've also got another research one right here, which gives you another 10. So you look at 25% off on your time for your research. That's big, especially when you're talking the amount of time we're at and the amount of speed ups cost. So I mean, at 4 hours you just saved an hour. That's pretty good. Also, with that being said, well, yeah, we can just scale it to what you want to scale it at, is what I'm getting at here. And like defense right here, you can scale it over towards defense when you drop your shield. Or attack if you're going to be a ladder leader. I know I kind of am going towards defense right now, but that's where everybody's wanting to be able to defend their base before they try to attack normally. So that's where I'm at. But let's go back out here. Gear doesn't matter right now. The power of our troops and stuff, gear doesn't matter, and our gear isn't adding anything to cyber troops. It adds to normal Titans and troops, so it's doing nothing for cyber stuff. So it doesn't matter what gear you have or mods or anything like that. It's kind of a reset for MS, really, which is nice. Another thing is with the new packs, they've also are giving out instead of gold, they're giving out platinum bars, which is pretty cool. I was wondering if they were going to do that because you could buy in the other. You used to be able to buy resources with gold, which was back when MS started was super helpful. Now it was nothing because all you could buy was 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever, and 10,000 food when we were building other troops wouldn't even build one. Well, now 10,000 food will build something. I mean, 1,000,000 food is a lot of food. I mean, these packs are given, anywhere from 15 to 40 food or something, but like the commander pack's giving 15 million food. You can buy 15 million food now. So as you're buying packs, the actual gold or platinum now is going to be useful. Right now, look, I've got 6.21 KT gold is useless. I mean, I don't buy nothing with it. What do you buy? I mean, teleports? I mean, you don't buy nothing with it. Now, you can actually use your gold for something. If we come down here, let's go down to, where's our food? There you go, 1.5 million food for 3,500. And they're giving like 100,000 platinum bars with a pack. So you can buy a lot of resources. Same thing with speed ups. And the speed ups are cheap. You're getting 100,000 speed ups. Oh yes, cybernetic speed up 30-day right there for 80,000. Which is a big. I haven't seen anything yet that's been 30 days. I mean, that would be huge research. 3-day, I haven't seen anything that's 3-day. Longest I've seen is a day. 24 hours, 4,800. And you come down here at 8 hours, which what most people are going to be buying is these hours and 15 minutes. 250 platinum bars for 60 minutes. You're getting 1,000,000 of them, and you get $250 or 250 platinum gets you an hour. That's a lot of research and a lot of speed ups you can buy with 100,000 platinum bars. So keep that in mind. One thing I do see coming next, hopefully, is where we'll go back to, because it seems like they're all going back to old MS ways. So I'm hoping that our Alliance store will get updated next to where we can use our loyalty and actually start doing the missions again and use our loyalty to buy the things we need also. Because right now we don't have them in there. But I'm hoping that we can go back to using our loyalty also. So I have been, when I get bored, is going in here to our missions and Alliance missions and hitting the auto completes to try to build up as much loyalty